Hi, this is Brandon from thirstgym.com. Today we're talking about exercise called the Easy Bar Skull Crusher versus bands. This is a great tricep arm exercise, going to help you improve your bench press. What you will need is an easy bar and a way to set up bands. Now, I'll be honest with you, you're probably going to need a rackable bar for this, okay? And a rackable easy bar isn't exactly the easiest thing to come by. Usually you see the smaller ones that are about 15 pounds. This one's kind of got an axle feel to it. It's thicker, it's fatter, it weighs a little bit more. But it's nice because it fits in a power rack. So I've also got doubled micro mini bands here. Obviously, we're not bench pressing a lot, so you probably want to use micro mini bands almost always when you do this exercise, unless if you're a 500-pound plus bencher, then you might be able to get away with some double mini bands and have some problems. But as you can see, the easy bar here, it's got the giant zigzag. Some people call it a zigzag bar. You can call it that as well. And I've got band pegs on here. That's the reason why I say you're probably going to need one like this, because you're going to need a way to hook the bands up. You can try to rig them up around some different utility benches, but I've never really found a good variation for that. Ever since I've basically had this rack and this bar, this is how I've done it. I think it's really easy to set up. You just put it on your band pegs and you're good to go. And then everybody that you're training with training partners, can adjust their height on the rack as well, which is also convenient. So the reason we use the bands, one, we're going to get less tension in the bottom, more in the top, so we're going to focus on a better quality contraction, but also it's going to save our elbows a little bit down in the bottom. However, the bands have overspeed eccentrics, so we're also going to build up the tendons at the elbow joint, specifically for the triceps, which can help you improve your bench press as well. So there's a lot of good benefits going for this exercise, and I would say this is one of the best ways to build your tricep strength towards your bench press. If you're happening to try to find an accessory exercise, this would be the one I would choose. Now what we're going to do, I'm going to show you two different ways here to do this exercise, because the J-hooks here have a problem. So when I filmed the chain variation, I was like, oh, I need to show both ways how to do this, so I'm going to show you how to do it on here as well. That way, if you happen to be somebody that's got these big J-hooks like this, while these are great, they can come to be a pain with an exercise like this. But what you're going to do is basically get in your bench press position, and there's two different places you can put your hands. You can put them narrow or wide. I don't really know anybody that does it wide for tricep extensions. You can, but for me, it feels better here in the narrow position. My palms are on here, and my elbows are going to stay high. I'm going to set my shoulders and my feet just casually, not like my competition bench press, but I still want to be rock solid. Okay, I'm going to unrack, bring the bar out. Okay, keep my elbows good and high, come down towards my face, and then extend. So I can tell there's less tension down here and more up there. Now what happens is, in a rack like this, you might hit those on the way up. So the way you remedy that, if you have the space like we do here, you can scoot your bench the other way in the rack, or I could have set it up here, whichever one you want to do. But then what you're going to do is you're basically going to get in your rack backwards. And then now when I unrack the weight's over my head more. And then I don't have to worry about hitting anything. And as I rack, I just bring it forward and I'm good to go. So those are the two ways you can perform it. To me, this feels more natural. This is better. I would honestly put it on that part of the rack if I wasn't demoing it for you. But this is the best way I think that it feels, but I understand that some people might want to do it the other way. It also depends, because my other racks have J-hooks that don't have this giant piece down here, so it's not as much of a problem. But anyways, when it comes to performing an exercise like this, like I said, this is probably going to be your main extension-heavy exercise for your triceps, particularly for your bench press or your arm development. I would personally do 8 to 10 reps on average. Every now and then, maybe some 12s. You don't want to go stupid heavy, so don't max this out with like 5s and 6s, but by all means, you definitely do want it heavier than like your cable press downs or something like that. And use this as a main exercise to really focus on that lockout and building that power and that strength at the elbow joint, but also just building some strong, meaty triceps to help your bench press. So 3 to 4 sets, 8 to 10 reps on average would be a great place. Use micro mini bands, and I think you'll be set. If you got any questions about the setup, execution, anything like that, please feel free to leave in the comment section. Thanks. Have a great day.